Hey, I'm John Cena. Smash the like button if you are excited that Raw will be switching to 2 hours instead of 3.
I heard that Raw will be switching to 2 hours to end off the year. So what are my thoughts? This is a smart move. It is a great move. It is a great experiment. For the past 5 years, I've been saying I want Raw to switch back to goddamn 2 hours because this roster is not strong enough to be 3 hours. There's no Stone Cold Steve Austins. There's no Rocky Maivas. There's no Triple H's. This roster ain't that strong. This is not the goddamn late 90s. This is not the Attitude Era. This roster, I wouldn't say it's weak, but it's not strong enough to be 3 hours. This show is so goddamn long. I don't watch live. I gotta DVR it. I DVR all Raws because I cannot watch it live. It's too goddamn long, and I don't care about most of the people on this show. I only care about Drew Mac, fucking Braun Breaker. It ends there. Those are the only two guys I care about on Raw because they don't have Cody Rhodes. So the only two guys that I watch is maybe Drew Mac, maybe fucking Jey Uso. It really ends there. And Braun Breaker. So this was a smart move by Triple H. I like it. I think this will possibly give them more ratings. I think this might increase the viewership. Because listen, people don't have that kind of time to watch Raw on a Monday for 3 hours. The ego of this company has been insane for the past 10 years. This show had no business being 3 goddamn hours. 3 hours of torture. Listen, I love the World Wrestling Federation, but not for 3 hours. The only time a show should be 3 goddamn hours is when it's a pay-per-view. That's facts. Nobody has the kind of time on their hands to watch Raw for 3 goddamn hours. I think maybe that's why their viewership has been going down for the past 10 years. Because I call it quality over quantity. You gotta cut down these shows. If you cut down these shows, that means we might get better stories. If it's 3 goddamn hours, man, you got too many goddamn mouths to feed. Everybody can't eat. Everybody gotta be backstage, man. You can't put everybody on TV just to fill up time. You see, this will kill dead air. Dead air means pointless matches that will not be on a card. Now every match will have some meaning. Every match will have a backstory. Because listen, Triple H, he can't feed every goddamn body. Last week, I made a video saying that all Elite Wrestling, they should cut down their goddamn shows. If they cut down the shows, I think more people might watch. Because nobody wants to watch 4 hours. Listen, let's talk about All Out. Yes, it was a good show, but 4 goddamn hours? Really? For that show? For that company? No, it should not be 4 hours. Less is more. How about 5 matches, 6 matches for 2 hours, maybe 3 max? I said if all Elite Fake Pro Wrestling wants to get better, they have to cut down their shows. Nobody wants to watch 4 hours of a goddamn pay-per-view. It's like, listen, this is not WrestleMania. Every pay-per-view should not be 4 goddamn hours. It's like he's brainwashed by fucking New Japan Pro Fake Wrestling. He's brainwashed. Tony Khan, man, is brainwashed by the 4-hour match pay-per-view system. When I'm watching an all Elite Fake Pro Wrestling pay-per-view, it feels like I'm watching a New Japan Pro Fake Wrestling show. Because every pay-per-view that you see of New Japan Pro Fake Wrestling, it's always 4 goddamn hours, maybe 15 matches. I'm dead ass serious. Long ass matches. And it's like, bro, everybody don't deserve to be on the card. And I love that Triple H, he is trying to cut down these shows. He knows less is more. For example, Bash at Berlin. That was a great show because it only had 5 fucking matches. And yet that show was still better than the last pay-per-view of All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling. Now, I ain't saying that All Out was trash. All Out was a very, very good show, but it was too long. That's what I said about that show. It was a very, very good show, but it was too goddamn long. Every fucking All Elite Wrestling pay-per-view has to be 4 goddamn fucking hours. That's torture. Nobody wants to watch train wrecks for a 4-hour span. It's not that serious. How about you write better shows? right? If you write better shows, guess what? Your match count will be cut down because that will equal better blood feuds. That will equal more heated feuds, right? Because if you got maybe 4 or 5 heated feuds, that means the rest of the show will be good. That means that you don't gotta fill up the show with pointless fucking matches. Just like Bash at Berlin, every match felt something. Every match meant something. 5 matches that we all cared about, that is a great show. Cut down these fucking shows. That's why Triple H cut down Raw to 2 hours. Now, I think this is a trial run. I think this is an experiment before they go to Netflix. I think this will be a successful experiment because people want to see these shows cut down. For the past 5-10 years, people want Raw to be cut down. Less matches. If it's less matches, that means your ass got time to write better stories. People will step their games up. Because if it's fucking a 3-hour show, that means everybody has to be on the card. I just feel like this is very ironic because last week I said if Tony Khan wants to get better, he needs to cut down these shows by at least 1 hour. Give us a damn near 2-hour pay-per-view of less matches. If it's less matches, that means those are big, important matches that people will relate to. People will gravitate towards if you have short matches on a big show, because that means those are blood feuds. Heated feuds should take more importance than regular fucking matches. Nobody cares about you trying to fill up a goddamn quota. Everybody don't deserve to be on a goddamn card. Now, you could make the argument that the only reason SmackDown has a higher viewership than Raw is because it's 2 goddamn hours. People got short attention spans. They don't want to sit here watching a 3-hour show that might be boring. I predict that the Raw viewership will go up based on it being cut down. I'm telling you, this is going to be a successful experiment. And the fact that I made a video about trying to cut down these shows, it will get better. More people will watch if it's a shorter show because it won't be based on having multiple fucking matches that nobody cares about. People want to see storylines. They don't care about the match. Wrestling is about soap opera. This is a movie about a sport. We don't care about the matches, you fucking marks. We don't care about matches. It's fake pro wrestling. These are fake characters that are playing parts. Fucking Uncle Howdy is not a real person, obviously. So people watch these shows to watch the soap opera. All we care about is the goddamn story. We don't care about the match. So this is smart. This is smart business. That's why back in the day, the shows were more successful during the Attitude Era. And the only reason they went to 3 hours was because supply and demand. Fans were fucking entertained by the shows, so we wanted more. But times have changed. These shows are not at the level of the Attitude Era. So less is more. If you make these shows long, it's going to make your show look bad. Every Raw show, their viewership goes down from hour 1 to hour 3. That is a bad trend that has been going on for the past 10 years. They cannot keep their 1 hour viewership. Why? Because the shows are too fucking long. And you cannot keep up a show that's 3 goddamn hours that's also entertaining. These shows are hits and misses. So why not cut down these shows to 2 hours? Because that means most likely you can keep the 1 hour viewership mark. Because more people are not going to turn if the shows are entertaining and shorter.